Mom of two Kate Hall has revealed a series of freezer food hacks that she believes could save Brits a significant amount of money. Kate is the mastermind behind the Full Freezer Instagram account, understanding fully the need to stretch every penny, especially when it means meeting the needs of your youngsters. OW.com's research shows we each throw away roughly £450 each year on essential food items, including bread, milk, and cheese. In response to this wastage, Kate has revealed her best advice for optimizing these products to save money. Kate said we dispose of unused fruits and vegetables an astonishing 53 times yearly on average, which equates to more than once each week. This averages about £5.24 weekly from the grocery budget, or £272.48 annually. Most people don't realise that you can freeze fruit and veg at home, she clarified. Whilst they won't defrost well, frozen fruits can be blitzed in smoothies or used in baking, and veg can be used in cooked dishes. For fruit, simply wash, dry, and chop up as appropriate and freeze it on a lined tray before moving to a freezer bag. This way it won't freeze in a solid clump. Kate explains, the same technique can be used for veg, although some vegetables such as broccoli and cauliflower are best blanched before freezing. This just means putting them in boiling water and then ice water, which helps to preserve the color, texture and flavor. Once you've blanched your veg, freeze it just as described for fruit, and always cook it straight from frozen for the best quality. Bread is thrown away slightly less often, at an average of 51 times a year, equating to £1.40 weekly or £72.80 annually. Bread is a common one that's hard to get through before it starts going moldy, says Kate. Don't be tempted to put it in the fridge though, as although this will stop it going bad, it will make it go stale faster. Instead, freeze your bread. If you can't fit a whole loaf in the freezer, that's okay. Just take out some slices as soon as you open it and freeze them flat in a large freezer bag. You'll be able to fit far more in the freezer like this. These slices can be toasted straight from frozen, or defrosted at room temperature. Just be sure to keep the bread wrapped whilst it thaws so it doesn't dry out. Milk is another staple that many of us are guilty of wasting, with it typically being thrown out every 10 days, costing us about 65p per week or £33.80 annually. If you know you're guilty of your milk turning sour before you can use it, consider storing some of it in the body of the fridge instead of the door. Decant it into a bottle that seals securely so it doesn't spill, suggests Kate. Doing this can add up to 3 days to its shelf life. She adds more advice on dairy: if you still can't get through your milk fast enough, consider freezing it. I like to freeze mine in usable portions, flat in a freezer bag so it can be quickly defrosted in a dish of cold water when I want to make my porridge or a cup of tea. Milk can sometimes look yellow when frozen and may split when it defrosts. Don't be put off by this, it's just the fats separating from the water. Give it a good shake and it'll come back together. Moving on to meat and fish, Kate notes that we tend to dispose of them roughly once every 10 to 12 days. By not wasting these items, we could save around £4.80 weekly, which totals to £249.60 a year. Kate recommends, instead of letting meat or fish go to waste, freeze it. But before you do, consider how you're likely to want to use it. For example, if you have a big packet of minced meat, divide it up into smaller portions and freeze it flat in freezer bags. This way it will take up less space, and will be much faster to defrost when you want to use it. She elaborates further, it's also handy to freeze items such as sausages or fish fillets individually, particularly if you've opened a pack and don't need all of them. A simple hack is to freeze the raw leftovers spread out in the original packaging. Just be sure to enclose this in a freezer bag, and freeze away from ready-to-eat foods to avoid any cross-contamination. Once the meat or fish are frozen solid, you can remove the packaging, squeeze the air out of the bag and seal. Kate's fifth top tip for potential savings involves preserving cheese. With an average weekly wastage of £2.08, we're squandering around £108.42 per year. She advises, hard and semi-hard cheeses such as cheddar and Gouda freeze best, and ideally should be grated before freezing so they can be used straight from the freezer, although Parmesan can be grated from frozen with a microplane grater. For semi-soft cheeses such as mozzarella, I like to tear or cut it into bite-sized pieces to add straight onto pizzas and pasta before cooking. Softer cheeses should be portioned into usable quantities and tightly wrapped before freezing to ensure they are well protected from the cold air. When you want to eat them, thaw them slowly in the fridge before moving to room temperature to serve. On a smaller scale, Al's research revealed that we also waste 83p per week on yogurt, £43.16 annually, 89p weekly on potatoes, £46.28 yearly, and 25p each week, £13 yearly, on stock cubes. Furthermore, we throw away £1.24 worth of eggs and £1.25 in herbs every week, £64.48 and £65 annually respectively. The total sum of this wastage amounts to approximately £450 per person each year across all food items.